Few words today on All the President's Men. A highly meticulous production, extremely watchable, immensely atmospheric, there are very few negative things I have to share about All the President's Men. Insofar as we consider it pure cinema, it is an invigorating, captivating viewing, although I know that some take issue with some of the film's accuracy. Less where the actual historical record is concerned, the crimes committed by those associated with the Nixon administration, and more of the internal world, the office environment of the Washington Post. Infamously, the third of the Davids against the state Goliath and editor Barry Sussman supervised Woodward and Bernstein's journalism, and reading some contemporary accounts of the Post's coverage of the Watergate story, you'll find them referring to three young upstart reporters, Woodward, Bernstein, and Sussman. Sussman's antipathy over his exclusion in the official narratives began not with the release of this film, but the source of the film itself. The source the film itself is directly based on, Woodward and Bernstein's own book of the same name, chronicling the reporting they did, which would very famously bring down the Nixon White House. From what I understand, Woodward and Bernstein saw themselves as the reporters, Sussman the editor, and so when it came time for the book deal, they figured their editors would be that for the publishing house. They didn't require the services of Sussman any longer. The result was fame and fortune for the young duo, their portrayals by Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman in a Hollywood feature film, and complete obscurity for Barry Sussman, which is said to be the thing about the film that most bothered the actual staff at the Washington Post. Editor Howard Simons, portrayed by Martin Balsam in the film, was also reportedly upset with how he had been portrayed in the film. To quote an article online, where most of my information for this piece is sourced from, Simons was hurt deeply by the way the film made him seem like a mere functionary under Bradley. In reality, Bradley was only lightly involved in the story until months after the break-in. One critic noted that Simons is made to sound like a fool who wanted them taken off the story, when in reality he was the reporter's strongest defender. The article in question is titled All the Newsroom's Men, written by Joshua Benton and published at onenemanlab.org. In any case, I don't think you can fault the film's ability to realise its era, or, as I said in a prior upload, to act as the richest period piece of all time via being so convictedly contemporary. As an escapist experience, I think there was a lot we can praise this movie for. I sometimes feel surprised I'm as into this movie as I am. Shouldn't I claim it reeks of American self-importance, that is an excuse for American liberals to pat themselves on the back, for the media uses it to justify their own putrid self-importance, and has for some decades? Why ought I as an Australian give the slightest stuff about this movie? Why indeed? That's the magic of the movie, selling me on it. I am totally gripped by the film, despite my lack of extreme interest in its, let's say, cultural or political priorities. I had expected to watch a very solid thriller piece starring Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman, and found it to be one of the most enriching American narrative films of its decade, one of the most impressive and so very watchable, more so than any movie about an American political subject really has any right to be.